Alright, welcome back to the league race. This time we're back with FTRL for Division 1 round 11, I think. This is the second last round. This is at Brazil. Yeah, heading into this one, I was very, first of all, it was very strange to come back to this game after playing GT Sport. It was very, very strange. So it was. I gotta be honest. The steering felt so light. It was awful. But we eventually got up to speed with things. I was scanning the weather here to see because they're messing with my head. So, but honestly, yeah, it's been weird to play this game again after playing an actual racing game. And if you play GT Sport, you know exactly what that's like. Anyways, here's the setup that's going to be changing a fair bit. Honestly, I'm waffling because, like, you're going to see how little actually happens here, so... The fact that this video is 10 minutes is actually a surprise. I'm going to be honest. So, anyways, once we get that sorted, this used to be a good track for me as well, like back in F1 2020 and even some other tracks or even some other games as well. Anyways, I don't have much to say about qualifying. It was pretty shit. I think I did my PB or very close to it, and it was good enough for P15, P16.
Turn 7 and cut it.
I actually forgot what it was. Oh, it was worse than that. P17. Good grief. So, yeah, not brilliant now, I'm going to be honest. But 36 laps. You know, a safety car too. We got a flipping podium we got a podium without a safety car. FTRL F1 2020. You know what I mean? So that's what I don't know what happened to the pace of this game, man. This track, it was just, I don't know. Very, very strange. Lessons. I know. I'm not sure how many people will still be playing F1 2021 league racing, but learn from my mistake. Never, ever, ever, ever use mediums on your opening stint. I know the safety car could come out and screw your race, but don't do it. It is not worth it to lose DRS and be on a tire that is what half a second a lap slower, 7/10 a lap slower, whatever it was. Actually, the delta's actually wrong in the garage. It's not 9/10 or whatever it says it is. That is simply untrue. Anyways, here we go then. 5 red lights and away we go. Most people are on mediums, apart from Yogi here. That would be my do-over to have softs back here, because I lacked the raw pace and I could have used the extra tire to do it. As we're going to pull alongside here, the start's been fairly rudimentary. There's a big slam. I think that was Tam, I'm not sure, but that was a big accident. And we move up position there. Go side by side with Dan, and we got Wesker and Joe behind. So yeah, so we get through then, and a fairly rudimentary lap 1. It's just careful around your way. To be honest, I'm just waffling because there's nothing to be had here. Just whatever. We got through lap 1. We made up 1 position. Woo. Lap number 1. End of lap 1. So I think Andy's gonna have a big accident there in front. Bit of a spinneroo. You can see him in the distance there. So and he's out of the race. So a virtual safety car. One of, I think, 2 or 3 VSCs were deployed. Of course, VSCs help no one in this instance. Anywho, we're going to move on then to lap number 3. This is when kind of I lost some time in the VSC. I fell away from the pack. And again, if you are out of DRS here, it is over. It is over. And I didn't have the pace to live with some of these guys. So they were able to pull out on DRS on me. So yeah, kind of, you need to be part of that main group up there, and if you're not, then you're in trouble. Lap 5, this is when Wesker's going to have a go. I'm still within DRS here of Joe, just about. You can see Dan is about 2 seconds up. Actually bridged a bit of a gap, to be fair. Or I guess cut back some of that gap to Dan in front there. Side by side with Wesker. Excuse me. Side by side with Wesker. And still side by side, but he's going to have... We're both going to have DRS here, but I've used a lot of my ERS here. That was Tom who was going very slowly there, and you see Yarm trying to get into the mix here as well. But Wesker eventually prevails. I can't fight that. And Yarm's here on hards, which isn't great either. So I didn't really want to fall behind him, but lap 6, I tried to have a go back at Wesker. A bit of movement. We're going to go down the inside, at least attempt down the inside. I like to take a tight line to that inside turn 1 anyways. Can't get anything done there, and again I'm using my ERS, but it's just not enough. I don't have enough straight line speed, and again pull alongside Wesker then, and on the inside he's got the outside then, and a little bit of a contact there, but he's just able to out drag me heading up towards that turn 4 braking zone. And you see Yarm on me inside then. I'll leave the space, but we hold around the outside, a little bit of contact. We hold around the outside. Surprisingly, I didn't get a warning for that, to be honest, but in terms of track limits. But anyways, lap 11. See, Wesker's still within DRS, but like you see Joe's 4 seconds up the road, and he's kind of on the back of that pack. Wesker then loses it coming out of that corner there. So problem is then Wesker was my only protection against Yaram, and now that he's gone, I have no DRS in front to keep me, and these mediums are not getting any better. So it is not going to be a good one. And sure enough, how late does Yarm close here? That DRS line is very early, and he didn't go for the move there, did Yarm? I believe I'll not be able to defend this with a second DRS zone hitting up here. Again, did I really try to fight this? Not really. I kind of knew he was coming. And I honestly hoped that with his better hards he would pull me along. So that's where we stood with that. But yeah, this race, you can see we're well down the pack. This race is not going to plan. Again, this is what I mean. Like, if you're away from that main pack, you're in big trouble. A bit of a mistake from Yarm there. He loses the back end, but catches it. We're going to look around the outside. And I thought, well, for what purpose, essentially? Because, we're just going to lose a position almost immediately. We actually managed to hold it, I think. I think Yarm may have a bit of a twitch there. See, we're 5 seconds behind Dan and Joe. Like, you don't have DRS here, you're just dead. It is just, you're just hosed. Lap 14, this is when the guys who made their first stops are coming through. So Dutch is first here. Again, the aim here is always the same, to lose as little time as possible and to safely let these guys go as well. So that is the objective here. I think Ox is going to come out in front, actually. Tico will be just behind. So I'm under no obligation to jump out of the way for these guys, but I want to lose as little time as possible. So I'm not jumping out of the way into like DRS zones, really. Tico is next. He is going to go through. I was afraid of a dive or two from people who were impatient, but you just have to wait, really. So Yarm is still behind us, so we're actually be able to use some of these guys who are coming through to protect ourselves a bit, because I'm still going to have DRS by the time we get to that zone. So I'm able to protect myself with that at least. Ox then comes out in front then. This is when I think Yarm's going to have a go here. I don't have any DRS then. You can see lap 17, my tyres are over 60%, like, so it is a little tight for tyres here at times. That for a tongue twister. Anyways, Yarm goes through, and do I even try to use overtake to get back within him? Not really, no. Lap 17, Scuba and Matthew are going to come through. Again, just the boat get through. We all lose as little time as possible, and we go from there. And then Tam will be the same. So it wasn't him who crashed at the start, but I'm not sure who it was, but excuse me. So anyways, he'll go through as well. Again, lose as little time as possible, and we'll be on our merry way. Oh, and also let Dylan go, because he was also in the keep on him. Didn't want him to lose any time, so he goes alongside, lift off the throttle, and let him carry on his merry way too. So yeah, this race is pretty much down the shitter unless the safety car comes out, and spoilers, none is going to come out here. But Dylan made a bit of a mistake then. I didn't want to overtake him because I didn't want to just immediately go in front of him on worse tyres. But we've got Tom behind who's made his stop. And so I just didn't want to overtake Dylan and just leave him in a rough spot where I'm going dead tyres. And then Tom is just going to use his superior, I stay tight to the left hand side here, Tom is going to use his superior grip to go around the outside of me there. It's a nice move, to be fair. So yeah, this is developed into a very lonely race. This will develop into a very lonely race. Lap 20 is when we finally pitch. You can see I think the front's 74%. Like, we ran these as long as we could, realistically speaking, without risking a puncture, though some people actually get punctures on 70%. So yeah, fun. Anyways, we'll come out on soft combat tires. We have a better combat tire, but again, nothing to fight with. It's just, yeah, these last 15 laps are going to be a very lonely affair, and honestly, nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. No one really was around. You can see I'm 60% plus on these tyres as well. So, was it P13? Yeah, pretty dismal affair. Just qualifying, obviously, it was hard, and with just the worst tyres then. I mean, also some people made it work. Like Joe was able to make that work into 8th and such, but yeah, it wasn't a great afternoon evening of racing. So, anyways, that's over. I'm glad that's over. Here's the standings heading into the final round, which is at Bahrain. We're in P4. We got a chance to close out P4 here. So there is despite how kind of mediocre and shit the season has been, there's still a chance to finish well. So that's what we're going to aim to do to round off here. So. Yeah, like there's a lot. Like that was another top 10. But no, I don't remember having like 5 races outside the top 10 this season. But and the one in San Marino wasn't really Imola wasn't really my fault, and I can't remember much about Mexico. Oh, I got the penalty in Mexico. It was my fault. I can't remember much about Baku, France. Oh, I spun in France. Yeah, that was a shitter of a day. Anyways, here's the constructors. We have a chance to. Well, do we have a chance to close for 3rd? It's gonna be tough. 2nd is kind of out of picture as well. So if we can maintain, that would be good. But I always wanted to be Aston Martin, so if we could do that, that would be great. But excuse me, that is going to do it for this edition of not the Switchback Formula 1 podcast. I was going to say that the Switchback Formula 1 podcast. We're going to do it for an edition of the league race. Next up is Bahrain to finish the season. So thanks for watching, and until next time.